Yes, team, and welcome to session 16. Now, what is the key to winning at life? What is the key to your dreams, to achieving everything you've ever wanted? What's the key to not being in denial, what we talked about last week? What's the key to living a world-class life? What's the key to stopping all the toxic habits? The key to winning at life is creating a life that you never, ever need to escape from. Now, anything like booze, food, drugs, Netflix, porn, gambling, scrolling, video games, snoozing, all escapism, all distraction, and all avoidance. Okay? Not one of those things will ever move you forwards. Now, what does a life that you never need to escape from look like? Well, I'm going to tell you some personal stories today. And it's really funny how this happened. And I think it'll really hit home with some of you. So, I used to be in pain in business, like struggling for sales, struggling for money. You know, there were several incidences with the club and with Freeman Fitness and with the record label. 3, when I was struggling to make payroll. I'm talking within £100 or £200 of having to say, I'm really sorry, X, I can't afford to pay you this week. Okay? But what I would do, that there would be no toxic habits then. I would be head to the grindstone, working hard, happy because I had problems to solve, getting after it. And then the second someone might join the business mentorship or the life plan and pay 5k, I would literally go and fucking spend it. I would book a holiday, I would go to a festival, I would party for the weekend, breathe, I'm out of pain, and then spend it. So no sooner had I got myself out of pain, I put myself back in it. Happy again now, I've got problems to solve. Classic self-sabotage. Sometimes no sooner have I got myself in the best shape of my life, I've spent the next 4 weeks getting myself out of the best shape of my life. Now, what we need to understand is results in body or business. They're not about how much you can make money-wise, not about how good a shape you can get in or how fast you can lose weight. It's about how you can keep it off or how you can keep the money. Because if not, you'll always end up back at zero. Exactly the same as fat loss. How many of you have gone from zero to hero? You've been here, you've worked with me, you've lost over 3 stone, and then you've gone back and gained 3 stone because you left and you didn't need the accountability and everything was going to be all right, denial. And then you started from scratch again or worse. Same with money, same with fat loss. It's not about how much, it's not about how fast. It's about how long, and we can keep it. So how do we face the truth and win? How do we face the devil and win? How do we become aware of what's going on and implement change? Well, when you finally face the truth about your own behaviour, all of your suffering will disappear, what we talked about last week, and your results will explode. Now, this is going to blow your mind, I think, more than any other training. Isaac Newton had a very famous phrase, okay? For every action, there is an equal and opposite, or equal or opposite reaction. So guess what? A stupid action or weekend of going and getting leathered or binging like a Mr. Blobby on food all day will destroy your results and you'll lose a week of your life. Every time I have a weekend getting on it, I lose a week of my life. I estimate I've lost in the region of probably 500 weeks of my life, I would say. 52 weeks in a year, 52 weekends, lost a week afterwards. There's a lot of weeks that I've lost through my own decisions, my own choices and my own behaviours. Even in the last 15 years, 2015, 16, 17, maybe had 10 weekends that meant I lost a week minimum. So that's 10 out of 50 weeks of the year. That's a lot of time. No wonder I wasn't moving forwards. Now, likewise, a smart action that achieves results and progress will give you belief, confidence and motivation to do more. But everything you do or don't do impacts your success. And for every action, there will be an equal reaction. It's called cause and effect. Now, I want you to remember this again. You've heard me say it so many times, but you cannot blame anyone or anything for where you are right now. You need to go and look in the mirror, as did I, as do I. You control your actions and you know the outcomes. You know what happens if you go out on the weekend. You know what happens if you don't. You know what happens if you eat the pizza. You know what happens if you don't. You know what happens if you go to the gym. You know what happens if you skip the gym. You know what happens if you leave the plan. You know what happens if you reach out for help and knuckle down and stay. So just like living in denial that we discussed last week, whatever's going on in your life right now, you caused it. You're responsible for it. And you can't cheat the system. You have to be honest and you have to come back and you have to give value. Now, any of your fears, misgivings, opinions, actions, views, decisions, choices are an outward reflection of how you think and behave and show up in the world. So how many times have I been through this, right? Thoughts become things. You think better, you behave better, you become better. What you think about, you become. Every thought becomes a belief. Every belief leads to a behaviour. Every behaviour leads to the life that you live. Now, as I said, your fears, your actions, your everything are an outward reflection of what you think about yourself. So we're going to discuss the mirror and how it works. And as always, I want you guys to know, right? One of my worries or fears is that I come across a bit judgy and preachy sometimes. And from a man who's been as low as I have and done the things that I've done, I have no right to. And I never want to come across that way. So I hope I don't. So the mirror and how it works. Your fears and judgment are an outward reflection of how you think and behave. And often what you've done. So if you're insecure, you'll probably project them onto your partner. Maybe think they're cheating or lying or not being honest because of your own insecurities. You know, and like I said, I'm not here to judge you. I'm only ever here to hold up a mirror of possibility and say, do you know what? I was a fucking horrible person with toxic habits, going nowhere, blaming, complaining and justifying everyone. So I've got it. And I understand where you're at. But I'm not judging you if you're where I was. I'm just saying this is what's available if you want to take action. So, you know, if you're a person that doesn't trust people, people probably don't trust you because you don't trust yourself. That's why you don't trust other people. If you judge and attack other people, you're just projecting again. You're projecting what you don't really like in yourself. Trust me. Told the story so many times about the guys with the little string vests in the gyms, grunting and groaning and doing everything they could to try and get female attention. And I said to Steve, fuck me, does someone want to go and tell them daft cunts that making stupid noises like don't build muscles and that not one girl would ever be impressed by this testosterone fueled Neanderthal performance? And then I thought, God, that was what I was doing 10 years ago. Doing the exact same thing. So, you know, I was seeing something in them that was in myself that I didn't like. Now, the only way to stop the fear of judgment, and if you can do this, I promise you it will change your life forever. And I think this is what I'm going to title this session, is stop judging other people. The only way to stop a fear of being judged is to stop judging other people. If you didn't judge other people, you wouldn't have a fear of being judged because it wouldn't even be on your radar. And trust me, the day that I stopped judging other people and reminded myself that everyone is just doing their best, the world changed for me. Because if you judge others, you will never achieve your goals, because you will never take action, because you'll always have a fear of being judged. If you don't, this is the big one, if you don't invest in yourself, others won't invest in you. The amount of coaches that I've worked with over the years that want to sell a high ticket coaching plan, but have come on a call with me, I don't really think do you do anything cheaper? What about a split pay? Can I do less time? Like, you don't value my services. Fuck off. No, you can't do a split pay. No, I don't do anything cheaper. Because I don't judge people. I trust myself and I back myself. And I invest a lot of money in coaches. So guess what? A lot of people invest a lot of money in me. The coaches that are, won't even think any more than investing on a $27 funnel or get everything for free. Yet they expect people, the only thing they will sell is a $27 course. They don't invest in people, yet they expect people to invest in them. It won't happen. Stop judging people and you'll have no fear of being judged. Invest in people and people will start investing in you. Trust me, I promise me this works. We give away, many of you know because we've done it with you. And we do it in quite high amounts as well. Like, every single person that we've sponsored that's been on the plan has gone, oh my fucking God. I'm like overwhelmed. No one's ever sponsored me that much money. One, I'll let you into a little trick. It's a taxable expense, so I'm giving it to you or the tax man. Two, I know it will come back to me because I live from an abundant place. But if you're a fucking penny pincher who then wants people to spend money on you, good luck. If you spend your life judging everyone and every person in the world, good luck, because you won't take action because you have a fear of being judged and you just project it. Okay? Trust me, this unlocks new levels of the game for you. It's the key to making massive, bold moves without fear. Stop judging other people. And you're only ever not doing anything because you have a fear of being mocked, judged or laughed at. And then going right back in history, how many times, Jan, if you're watching, comment, yes, Lee, I'm watching. How many times have you heard me say this? Everyone's only real fear is that they're not enough. So we don't do so. I'm not going to take action and try and build that business because I'm worried I'm going to get mocked, judged and laughed at. And when I do, I'll then be removed from the tribe and I'll be out on my own, and it'll trigger my biggest innermost fear that I'm not enough, and as a result, I'll be excluded. That's the loop that most people live in. So I know what I'll do. I'll stay safe. I'll stay safe and sit here in my little hut judging other people. Now, I'm going to say this as well. If you have a fear of being mocked, judged and laughed at, this will only happen if you mock, judge and laugh at other people. It wouldn't be on your radar if not. You might not be aware of it or like that you like it or even want to admit it, but I promise you it's true. If you're scared of doing things, I guarantee you judge people who aren't. If you struggle with stepping out of your comfort zone, I guarantee you judge people who do. For every action, there is an equal or opposite reaction. Now, the only way to be free of all of this and live a life that you love is to stop judging other people. Stop expecting you from anyone else. Stop expecting anything. Just let go of it completely. Let go of any opinions of other people and their behaviour. And trust me, nothing will change the game for you like this. You will be so free, and you can go try this today. Try 7 days of not judging other people. I guarantee you most people, including me, will find it fucking tough. As I said, people who are penny pinchers and they're tight, and all they talk about is money, and I've not got any money, and I want more money, and I need more money. But fuck me, they wouldn't buy a starving man a sandwich. let alone invest in someone to help them make money. Anyway, before I get on a rant, they'll always struggle in business. Always. People who don't trust other people will always struggle in relationships because the truth is they don't trust themselves. Now, what's even weirder, and what I've realized as a coach and a consultant, is the more that I invest in others, the more I give to charity, the easier everything in life gets, the more money I make. But also, there's another mirror. So there was a time when I wouldn't have even dreamed of investing £5,000 in an event, in a mentor. The first time I just about afforded it, the first mentor I worked with, Phil Graham at the time, was £2,000 up front for the first 2 months, and then it was £800 a month. That was a phenomenal amount of money at that time. I made it back very quickly. He's a very wealthy man, and I became a wealthy man because we were both willing to invest. But what's weird is with my own coaching plan, I only really started to be willing to charge what I was willing to spend myself. It's like a mirror. So someone who's willing to invest 10 grand in a mentorship would probably have the confidence to charge 10 grand. Someone who's only willing to invest £99 is only ever going to feel confident charging £99. It will be a mirror again. And stingy people who won't invest in themselves will struggle to get anyone to invest in them. I've seen this with hundreds of clients. Oh, they're like, oh, I don't really want. I know Canva's only £10 a month, and I know Aweber's only £60 a month. But is there any way I can do this without investing in a designer or staff or email software? Are there any free options going? And yet they want someone to invest thousands in them, but they won't even spend £10 of their own money on a fucking email software. It's fucking backwards thinking. And I promise you this mirror is so true. And it goes the same with other things. If you spend hours thinking about every decision, you're the most undecisive person in the world. You need to ask your husband or wife for permission. You never really do anything without checking with someone else. What you're really looking for is them to make the decision. I'm not sure, can you make this decision for me? Will attract exactly the same people. Because what thinking about it means, this is why, and anybody who's done this, anyone who's here and is on Unbreakable Elite or Unbreakable Life, my high ticket plan, which are high ticket, 997 and 5k, full one-to-one access to me. If someone says on the call, I need to think about it, I'll say, what part is it you need to think about? Because I'm pretty sure we've boxed everything off. Oh, I need to ask my wife. All right, what part is it you need to ask your wife about? Is it about the investment or about whether you think you can go ahead with it? It's about the investment. Well, that's a really simple question then. How about we book a call in at 9 o'clock tomorrow once you've had a chance to ask your wife tonight, and you and I will decide if it's a yes or no. It's not really about the wife. It's about they haven't got the confidence to make the decision. So they're looking for a reason to dib out because they're afraid to do the work, but they're in denial and they don't have the balls to just say, do you know what? This isn't for me, Lee. That's a lot of money. And I know damn well it's going to be a waste of money because deep down I know I'm not going to do the work. I would absolutely respect the fuck out of that. Yet these people that spend hours thinking about it will attract other people like that and probably never go anywhere in life because they'll spend their whole life thinking about it. You know, what you really mean by thinking about, that guy doesn't really need to ask his wife and that woman doesn't really need to ask her husband. What they've realized is when they invest, they have to take action. So basically by thinking about it, I'm going to give myself 24 hours to talk myself out of it. As I said, it's the same in relationships. The amount of people that are seeking love and trust but have said something along the lines of, I'm not sure I'll ever trust anyone ever again. Well, I'm pretty sure that no one is ever going to trust you ever. Because what you give, you get. We're all mirrors. If you're rude to people, people will be rude to you. How often do you see this? Someone's like, and the other person's, fuck off. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's amazing to see you. How's your day? Yeah, really great, thanks. How's yours? Pull out in front of someone. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I literally didn't see your car. I can't apologise enough. It's okay, don't worry about it. Ah, you fucking fuck off. Sorry if there's any kids watching, you should know me by now. Mirrors. Mirrors everywhere, okay? If you want decisive buyers, be one. If you want people to invest in you, invest in people. If you want positivity, give positivity. If you want people to love and trust you, love and trust other people. If you don't want to be judged or have a fear of it, stop judging other people. If you want respect, okay, respect other people. If you don't respect people and their time and their boundaries, they're not going to have, all you guys respect me because I respect you and I show up for you and I lead from the front. If I didn't respect you or are rude on your check-ins, I don't think you'd really want to work with me and you'd probably be rude back. Rude people attract rude people. I could go on and on and on. But here's something I'm going to share with you. It's actually on my board up there, right? It's 3 things that I wrote down. This is from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which is over there. Yeah, three things you need for success, right? 1, you need to desire riches with a state of mind that it becomes an obsession, or fat loss. Whatever you want, you need to desire it so much with such a strong state of mind and visualize it and believe it that it becomes an obsession. Then you need to plan a way to get it. And then you need to back that plan with persistence that does not recognize failure. That's how you fucking win, and that's why that's written down on my board. Now, definiteness of purpose is another thing Napoleon Hill talks about in Think and Grow Rich, which is the best personal development book ever written. Everything else is a spin-off of his. If you haven't read it, go and read it. I've probably read it 400 times, and at the minute I have it on my audiobook and I'm reading 5 to 6 pages of it every morning when I get up and every morning before I go to bed. That's a new habit I've implemented, and I'm going to be doing a training on it for you guys, as in some new journaling that I do every morning and every night, and also the reading that I do every morning and night. And I'm reading the book and listening to the audiobook at the same time. It's very powerful. And we're also going to look at what's called an identity statement, a new one. Now, Hill went and interviewed 500 of the richest men to make that book. And Andrew Carnegie asked him to do it. Okay, the steel magnet. As a mission to find out how those men had become rich. Now, every single one of them had the habit of making decisions quickly and not going back on their word. Investing in people, and then people invested in them. So people think it's irresponsible to make fast decisions and to take rapid action. I guarantee you it's not. If it feels right, fucking do it. Spend the money and invest. You know, every single person on my plan that's absolutely smashed it, whether it's Accelerator, Elite or Life, some of you may be watching. Jane initially, Johnny Knowles, Tristan, I could go on. How much is it? 5k, no problem. Where do you want me to send the money? Guess what? All smashing it. Every single person who's smashed it on Unbreakable Elite. How much did it cost? $997. Yeah, that's brilliant. In fact, I thought it was going to be more. How do I pay? Every person who struggles or fails, one, it probably took about 2 weeks to even get them on the call. Then when they got on the call, they were, I'm not too sure about this, and I need to think about it, and I need to ask your wife. As I say, we're on the call, mate. What part do you need to think about? You don't. You're just trying to back out because you don't want to do the work. It's so true, guys. It's not irresponsible to make fast decisions. Millionaires, entrepreneurs, people who get great results with their bodies, they just make the decision and they do it quickly. And then they do the same with the work. Because trust me, definiteness of purpose. I know what I want and I know this person's going to help me get it, I'm in. Whether it's body or business. So stop mulling over decisions. Just fucking be decisive. If you want a new house, start planning to move today. If you want a new career, start taking action towards it. If your relationship's dead, fucking end it. Do both parties a favour. Take decisive action. Okay? And trust me on this as well, because I know a few people, I want to bring this up, because there's a few people that are struggling with this. They're in highly unhappy relationships, but they don't want to leave the relationship because of the kids. That's a one-way road to your kids being miserable, because they'll pick up on the energy. You'll think, I can live miserable for my husband or wife and the kids to stay happy and the family unit to stay together. The energy will awful and you'll all be miserable, trust me. Then the other thing that I hear from people is, what, I'm not going to get to see my kids as much. Well, again, it doesn't matter. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. Let's say you separated and left a toxic relationship so everyone could be happy, and that meant you only got to see your kids once a week and at the weekends. Well, guess what? They're going to love you just as much. Think of it this way. Do you remember when you went to see your grandparents when you were younger? And you went to see them just at the weekend, maybe every other weekend. Did you love them less because of the amount of time you spent with them? No, you probably loved them more and you were giddy as fucking excited to see them. So anyway, random tangent there. So as I said, going back, stop mulling over decisions and make them quickly, unless you want to live a life of unhappiness. Now, if you attack people, you're going to get attacked back. If you're always looking for discounts and trying to scrimp and save and get offers, people will do this for you. If all you ever do is blame and complain and moan, your clients are going to blame and complain and moan. People who are obsessed with getting offers and free things struggle to get people to pay. We're all mirrors, right? In any area of life, you will attract who you are. So be who you want to attract and watch the magic happen. If you want love and trust, love and trust. If you want respect, respect. If you want people to invest in you, invest in other people. If you don't want to be judged, stop judging. If you want to be loved, love more. Be the energy that you want to attract. Become the client that you want to attract. Become a great person and you'll attract great people. Be positive and you'll attract positivity. Make fast decisions and you'll attract fast decision makers. Work hard and you'll attract hard workers. We are all mirrors, okay? A personal story to share from me and Nat to finish on. And until I understood this, I found it quite hard to accept. She said, when you're good, we're good. When your energy's on point, you are addictive to be around. Everyone's mood vibes off of your energy because you're the strongest person in this house. If you're fucking miserable and you're mardy and you've got tit on and you're depressed, it's the most horrific atmosphere in the world. Everybody's treading on eggshells. So knowing that is my responsibility. And I used to say, well, that's not fair. So what you're saying is I have to be good all the time. And if not, then it's everybody else's, then it's my fault that everybody else is miserable. And that's not what the person's saying at all. They're empowering you to be that way so they can be the way that you need them to be, because we're all mirrors. So unless you want miserable, mardy people, stop being one. And understand that you will always attract your own energy, okay? But trust me on this, this is what I'm going to finish on. Whatever is happening or not happening in your life right now, the only place you need to look and the only place you need to see change is in the mirror. See you on session 17.